Are we on? We are. From farm life to touring the world and betting on yourself without connections. I'm so excited to share her story. And welcome back to the Coffee Slut Podcast, Gaby.
Hello.
Hello, darling. I'm so happy you're here. It's been a while. We chatted a long time ago.
We did. But we made it happen. We're doing this.
And I'm so happy you're here. And I'm so excited to share your story because it's probably one of the coolest ones I've heard so far, honestly. And I'm so excited. You're so outgoing and you're so bold, and you can just tell you go for what you want.
I mean, same for you.
Thank you. We're going for it. We're doing it. And I do want to start from the beginning, your origin story and where you were raised.
Yes. I grew up on a farm in Missouri, literally in the middle of nowhere. It's like an hour to get to a store. So that was crazy.
So how is that upbringing as a child? Not, you're on a farm. Everything's far. Everything has to go. You have to go out of your way. And growing up in that setting.
Yeah, there were definitely some cons. The cons being like you don't have as much access to like museums or art and culture and things like that are happening in like bigger cities and stuff like that. But the huge pros for me was that my parents were super supportive and they just had this creative outlet for me where I felt like I could try any art I wanted to and I could be creative, and they were just like, yes, try it, go for it. You want to like paint our shed in the back? Go ahead. And so that really developed in me just like this super creativity that I was like ready to explore.
Yeah. And what qualities did you learn or skills living on a farm?
Oh my gosh, you have to be resourceful.
Yeah.
And you kind of, instead of the mindset of just going and buying something if you need it, it's more of like, how can we just build this or DIY it or create it? And I think like that mentality has totally, stayed with me throughout my adulthood.
I don't know if I could do it because I've gone to Mexico and I had to get the water. We would only have to shower with the bucket. Obviously, it's different here, but we're in Missouri, and learning everything just like with how it is easy. You can go down the street to get anything compared to a farm must have been insane because you've probably met so many people who don't even know what that's like.
Totally. I mean, even my husband, he grew up in the suburbs in St. Louis, and he's like, he stayed with my parents over COVID at the farm, and he's like gathering the eggs from the chickens and like learning how to do woodworking with like a circular saw. So it's just like cool to like expose him to that. But yeah, totally different skill set, mindset that you have from farm life.
That's so awesome. And then I know you picked up your first camera when you were 12.
True. Again, my parents gave it to me. They had a digital camera. You know how like your parents just have some kind of around the house for like, oh, it's someone's birthday, get the camera out and we'll take some pictures. It was like that. And they were like, here, why don't you try this? And I became completely obsessed. And then I took it with me everywhere, every single day. No matter if we were just going to the store, I would have it in my bag.
What did you take pictures of when you were little and growing up? Just anything?
Literally anything. The flowers in the garden, in the backyard, my brother, my friend's volleyball game.
You took pictures of your brother?
Yeah, just not even posed. Like I just literally was, oh, see this cool flower? Cool, let me take a picture of it. And I kind of had that vision from forever, which is actually crazy.
So what was your favorite thing learning about photography as you got older and you were like, you know what, I want to take this a little bit serious?
Yeah, I think in college was when I first was like, had teachers explain to me like, oh, you can do a studio shoot where you can set up lighting and you can put this backdrop on and you can have the model stand like this, and like really setting up like fashion shoots that really looked like magazines. You know how you like when, again, growing up on a farm, and I was at the grocery store and I saw a magazine and it's this cool, Miley Cyrus or whoever at the time. I'm like, that photo looks so cool. And then to go to college and like learn how to actually set it up to get photos like that, I was like, this is insane.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. People have no idea how much goes into figuring out the setup, backdrop, background, everything, lighting.
In high school, did you take any classes? Was that provided to you?
So I was homeschooled.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. Tell me a little bit about that.
Again, another crazy thing. We just didn't have a lot of access to great schooling. The nearest school was like 15, 20 minutes away. And my parents kind of felt like it wasn't maybe the best. And so they were like, we think we can just give you a better education by homeschooling you. And I mean, honestly, they killed it. They did such a great job. And they gave me so many art supplies and really cultivated my interests.
Yeah. Where did you go to college, if you don't mind me asking?
I went to Webster University in St. Louis.
St.
So
Louis.
that
Okay.
was like my first like city experience after the farm.
Okay. And then during that time, what was the most interesting thing you like learned about photography? But like, did you start getting involved in like classes or like projects outside of school?
Yes. So right before college, there was a company in the nearest town, again, an hour away from the farm, and they did senior pictures. And somehow my mom knew somebody who knew one of the ladies who worked there, and she said that I could be an assistant.
Oh,
So
fun.
my literal job was while they were doing senior pictures for like, high school girls, I was standing there holding the reflector to just like put more
the
light
light.
on their face. So that was my whole job, was reflector holder. That was my first, I don't know, kind of like seeing on the live shoots in
Mhm.
action. And then in college, I started taking all the classes. And then on the side in college, I assisted a wedding photographer.
Oh, fun. Okay.
So that was kind of like my little extra money on the weekends, Saturdays usually. I would do like an 8-hour wedding where, again, I just carried the lady's lenses essentially and like brought her lens wipes, and I didn't even really shoot much.
Does each niche vary per photography? Like, for example, weddings, concerts, or like events, panelists. Like, it's all the same, like vision, I guess, wise,
Yeah.
but different niches. Did you learn anything specific about that? Because I've always thought about that.
Yeah, I think like you're saying, it all has the same like skills you need. Like you need to know photography and
Mhm.
different lighting. But I think I learned from all those little different things, like maybe how to interact for like the girls doing the senior pictures. Okay, what were the ways that they told them to pose, and like how to get them comfortable in front of the camera versus a wedding? It's like, okay, how do we run through this shot list of 100 family pictures in 20 minutes and make sure that's smooth and organized, and the sun is about to set, so we're losing the lighting. Like, I think each of them gave me a little something different to kind of just like help me along in that journey.
The patience you must need.
Oh my gosh, weddings are a whole beast. Like, honestly, I did weddings before I did concert photography, and I feel if you do weddings, you can truly do anything.
Really?
It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, because they wanted a specific way. Like, a lot of people want it bright. Some people want it a little bit more like mellow, dark. So,
And it's way more dealing with people's emotions than you would think, right? It's like
ah,
you're standing there with the bride and it's just you and her right before she walks down the aisle. Or like you're there as she's getting ready and accidentally gets a makeup stain on her wedding dress. Or you're there when like the crazy aunt is standing up in the ceremony trying to take their own photos and it's ruining your photo. And you have to be like, no. So it's just like lots of dealing with other people and actually like working through those emotions and staying calm in those uncertain situations, which literally is concert photography. Like
mhm.
it's the same thing.
So I do want to talk about a little bit the pivot that changed everything. So after college, did you move straight to New York?
After college, I actually did a year in London in grad school. I studied
I've never
fashion
even been to
photography.
London.
You have to go. You guys have to go.
I want to go for like a month though.
Yeah. Yes. Of course. A week is not enough time. You have to
That's
like
what
go
I'm
there.
saying. Because I think it's so much easier in Europe to travel on the
Of
train,
course.
right?
Yes. And we were paying, like, me and my besties were paying like $30 to go to like Ireland for the weekend. Like, we had no money, but we were like, okay, we could take this 5 a.m. flight and take the subway, and it's an hour to the airport, but it costs $2. We're like, okay, we'll do that.
Ugh. Okay, so how is that in London?
Literally such a crazy experience. I got to travel so much. I studied fashion photography. That's what I thought I was going to go into. And I got to do really cool stuff. I got to do some like London Fashion Week stuff. Got to do some gallery stuff. Like it was all really cool. And again, all new experiences that I had never had before, kind of leading me on this journey.
Oh my God. How old were you at that time?
21.
21? Oh my God. At 21 in London. Not
I
Austin,
know.
Texas, but in London.
It was huge culture shock. And actually my husband now, but just he was like my best friend at the time. I was trying to decide if I was going to do grad school in Chicago or London.
Oh,
And he
shit.
was like, which one scares you more?
Wow.
And I was like, the London one for sure. And he was like, well, if you don't go to London, then you're kind of like cheating yourself on that one. And I was like, oof. Speaking
But you know
facts.
what? That's the biggest thing is that people are scared to take risk.
Yeah.
But
It's
it
intimidating.
is.
Like moving to a new place where you don't know anybody, that's super scary. But I think you got to go for it.
And how did you cope with that? Moving to out of the country, living in London, not knowing a lot of people.
I think being outgoing really helps, and even if you don't feel it, like, inside, you can almost, like, fake it till you make it situation.
Hmm.
Like, you gotta go put yourself out there. You gotta go meet people, gotta go introduce yourself to people. You gotta, like, tell them you do whatever your thing is. It doesn't have to be photography, but, like, you gotta talk about your
Pinterest.
passions, interests, and that's how you're gonna find your crew.
Ugh. Do you still have connections with people in London?
Yes, one of my best friends, Sarah, she lives in Manchester now, and we're trying to coordinate linking up, I think maybe in the US this year, but
Okay.
we try to do a trip either Europe or US like every other year.
That's so fun. I
Mhm.
need to go out there.
You
I
have
need
to
to
go.
make some friends
I'll
out
send
there.
you like an 8-page PDF of
Oh
what
my
to do.
God. The itinerary's done. I also want to chat a little bit about the fashion industry. I didn't realize how big of a deal that is. Because, like, growing up, I'm like watching the Met Gala and I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, these are kind of weird outfits.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I'm like, dude, these are very specific, artistic.
Yeah.
And working in the fashion industry is hard.
It's
How was
so hard.
that journey for you?
So that's kind of transitioning to when I moved to New York. So
Mhm.
after London, I was like, great, my visa's about to expire, so I can't stay in Europe. I want to live in New York. That was like my dream since I was like 15, which is
Oh,
like,
beautiful.
where did that come from? Because I literally grew up on a farm. So like, I don't know where little Gabby was like, I'm going to move to New York one day, but
You made it happen?
I made it happen. And then I moved there and I got an internship at Milk Studios in Chelsea, which is a fashion studio or a
Mhm.
photo studio. And they do tons of fashion shoots. And it was really cool to see these huge shoots being set up. But also it made me realize like the fashion industry isn't really where I want to be. Like they were promoting just like so many ideals that I don't personally agree with
Mhm.
and fast fashion and consumerism. And while again, it helped me learn so much about studio shoots, that was kind of my shift where I was like, ooh, I don't think fashion photography is necessarily where I want to be, but like, how can I still do photography in a way that is meaningful and engages with humans and feels like true and authentic to myself?
And that's when you got into concert.
That's when I got into concerts.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that you said that too. Consumerism here in the United States is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of clothes ends up in the ocean and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I hate wasting clothes or buying shit that I know I don't need.
No, same. That's why even I love like Depop and stuff like that. Cause I'm like, okay, I'd rather get it used from someone else instead of it just going into the landfill.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so then that's when I kind of made my shift to concerts and I was literally just doing it because my friends were in bands and they were like, "Well, we can't like pay you, but we can give you a free ticket to the show." And I was like, "Yes, perfect. Sounds good."
Well, a lot of people would rather have experiences than buying
Totally.
things. So I know concerts are just such a fun thing for people. People go crazy to see their favorite artists. Like
Oh,
they're
concert culture has like gone insane in the US.
it's so insane. Do you like Coachella or ACL better?
Mm. That's really hard because I've only been to Coachella once
Oh shoot. Okay.
and actually twice. I forgot. And then
She's like, wait.
I usually do ACL every year. I would say Coachella just because it's like so iconic. It's like literally the music festival in the US. And yeah, you're just out in the desert. Honestly, even photos, like for some reason the sun in California photographs better than the
Than
sun
here.
anywhere else. So I feel like my Coachella photos are really cool because
I'm excited for Coachella's lineup, honestly, because I
Yeah.
love Carol G.
Oh my God, same.
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
And I'm like, this is it. This is it.
La Bichota.
I know, right? I love her. So for you switching to concerts, how is that hustle mentality when you first started? Because you weren't getting paid. You were just getting entry.
Yeah. I was basically doing any shoots I could in New York because I was pretty much broke and I was freelancing. So, not even just concerts, but I would DM influencers and I would be like, "Hi, I'm Gabby. I'm a photographer. You can see like some examples of some shoots that I've done. I'll do a free 30-minute shoot with you. And then if you tag me on Instagram, like I'll do a trade."
Do,
And that was really good.
do a lot of people do that?
It's kind of hard now because a lot of people don't want to do any work for free, which I
Right.
totally understand because it's like that's your labor that you're putting into it. But it honestly worked really well for me in like the 2017, 2018 era in New York. That really helped get my name out with people
Oh,
with having like bigger accounts tag me and then people think like, "Oh wow, they're working with her. Who's that photographer? Like we want to work with her." So it was kind of like a little ingenious strategy.
can you tell us the biggest influencer you worked with at the time?
Oh,
If you can
you
name
know
them.
Serena Kerrigan, she does her whole thing is for the plot, like do it for the plot. She's really cool. I did some stuff for her. Let me think.
That's so cool.
I've honestly done like a whole bunch of random
Right.
things. Ulta, I did a collab thing with Ulta, this photo shoot thing downtown once. That was really cool.
That's so cool. When you did a post with an influencer, which one was your biggest one that got traction? Do you remember? Or it was just a cumulative of all of
It
them?
was definitely cumulative. It was Instagram and TikTok where I just feel like I just like started posting a lot,
Mhm.
and like I would just do stuff that people weren't really like going out of their way to do. Like
Mhm.
my friend got married and I think they did like a courthouse wedding, so they didn't have any photos. So I was like, okay, well, what if you guys want to put on your outfits and we go to the Brooklyn Bridge at 5 a.m. and we do a sunrise photo shoot there? And they're like, okay. And so I would like do that, document how we did it all, post it all, and then like post it on like YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram. And people are like, this is amazing. And I'm like, well, yeah, you just have to wake up at like 4 a.m. and do it. And then people will like it.
They're like, wake up at 4 a.m. And most people would be like,
No. Yeah.
But when you got into the concert, what changed and what led to you moving to Austin?
Yeah. So my boyfriend at the time was living in San Diego and I was living in New York.
Uh-huh.
And we were like, okay, we can't keep doing long distance. We need to like pick a city. And we honestly just picked Austin kind of randomly because we had friends that lived here that were like, we love Austin.
What year was this?
This was in 2020, right before COVID.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So like in February, like a month before the craziness, we came to Austin for a weekend. We like, did the things. We went on Rainy, we went on Sixth. We're like, this place looks cool. Let's move for 1 year and see. And then literally 1 month later, it was COVID and the whole world was shut down. So we ended up quarantining back at the farm because my lease in New York was up. So brought all my stuff back to the farm, chilling there, pretty much doing nothing because all of my shoots got canceled. And then after things opened back up in the fall, we were like, should we still move to Austin? And we're like, okay, yeah, let's go.
Wow.
Yeah. And then kind of once I was in Austin, I realized like, wait, this is perfect. Like ACL and South by and like all these big music brands are here.
Yeah.
And then I started networking really hard.
Well, it's so crazy because back then, whenever I was growing up, because I've been here my whole life, it's insane how much it's changed. Like there are so many like starting artists in South by Southwest, nothing big. It was the same thing with ACL.
Yeah.
And then finally, like people started recognizing, oh, Austin is like growing. Austin is, I'm like, dude, we have so many music festivals and so many things here. Like it's so insane.
Yeah.
Now we get recognition. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. It took a while, I feel like, but now it's like people know this is the place to be for live music.
Mm-hmm. So when you came here, ACL festival opportunities, networking, how was that going?
Yeah. So I was like, I want to be on the photo team for ACL. And so I asked around and like got coffee with some photographers who were on the team. And they were like, well, this guy is in charge of picking who's on the team. So then I basically emailed that guy until he responded. And then I was like, do you want to get coffee? And then we got coffee and I was basically just begging him, like, can I be on the team? And he was like, well, we don't really have a spot open, but I'll let you know if there is. And then later there was a spot open and I think he was just like, okay, I got to get this girl to stop
How many
emailing me.
emails?
Definitely multiple. I don't know. Definitely a few before he was like, okay, let's just go get breakfast tacos to like wrap this up.
I love that you said that because people are afraid to message people or email or DM people. I'm like, the worst they can say is no.
I totally agree with what you said. Like, just DM them. Just email them. Have you tried writing them a letter and asking? Have you tried going to the office and asking? Like, genuinely, there is nothing that they can do except be like, oh, no, we're not interested. And then you can just go find someone who is interested.
So when you got the position, how was that first experience?
I was freaking out because all the photographers that were on the photo team were people that I had looked up to for like 10 years. So I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is amazing. And I was super nervous and I just wanted to get cool photos. And actually, the day before ACL started, they had like a pre-party. And that day ended up being my birthday. And the day before the pre-party, the photo team director was like, hey, we need a last minute photographer to come shoot this pre-party. Like, can anyone do it? And I was like, I'll go do it. And I had a birthday party and I just canceled it.
No.
Because I was like, I want this guy to think I'm like so dedicated and I will do anything. So yeah, I literally canceled my birthday party, went and shot it, and then shot ACL. And it was like such a cool experience.
Oh my God. That's so insane. I don't think I would cancel my birthday party, but if it's an opportunity that big, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Forget it.
Yeah.
So how did it lead for you to joining J Balvin's team?
Yeah, that's another crazy story. I was photographing a music festival in San Francisco called Outside Lands and didn't know him at all. I had heard like a couple of his songs, but I didn't like know him that
And this
deeply.
was in 2020 or 2021?
2021.
I think he had just done the Super Bowl. I remember.
Yes,
Yes.
correct. And so he kind of had, it was right after like the Jose album, I think.
Mhm.
And so he was kind of just like in this new era himself, doing a bunch of festivals. And basically the reason I was photographing from the crowd was because I didn't have a pass to get into the pits.
Okay.
So the photo pit is like the place that's really close to the stage where you have like a good angle. And I just brought a step stool and I just literally put the step stool in the crowd and was standing on the step stool with like a zoom lens to get a picture of him. And it just so happened that he had like these fireworks go off. And at the random angle I was at on the step stool, I got a really cool picture that I guess like everyone that was in the photo pit, it was like the wrong angle. So they didn't get it. And I just posted it on Instagram like an hour after the concert. And he messaged me and was like, "Can I post this?" I was like, "Of course." He tagged me and gave me photo credit, which I was like, did not expect that. And then it just so happened again, then the following weekend, I was shooting another music festival that Lizzo was at. I was literally paying my own way to go to this festival, but I was posting photos of like Lizzo and Diplo and just like, again, kind of like finagling my way to get access.
Yeah.
And he had followed me after Outside Lands. And I think he thought I was like a legit photographer and was just like, knew all these artists, but like really just was literally not.
You're just like there.
Yeah. And so then his manager, like a couple weeks later, was like, "Ooh, can he hire you for this show he has?" And I was like, "Of course." And then I did a couple one-offs for their team. And then eventually the next year, they were like, "We just want to like hire you for
Oh
the whole
my
year."
gosh.
Yeah. So again, totally random.
That's so cool. That is so awesome. Like people recognizing you. And I think for me, it makes my heart really happy too. It's because I'm Latin and like I love Latin artists and
Yeah.
how far they've come because they open doors for us too.
Totally.
What have you loved most about like joining his team?
The team has been so fun. I feel like I've learned so much about Latin culture from
really?
like being with them. Of course. I knew 2 words in Spanish before going there. Okay. And yo sé un poquito.
Yeah.
But like, yes, going to Colombia, going and touring in South America, like learning about the food, like it's been so fun to like share that with them. And like, obviously I'm like the most gringa girl ever, but they're like, "No, when you're with us, you're Gabriella." I'm like, "Okay."
They're like Gabriella, not Gabby.
Yeah. So it's been really, really cool to like learn about the culture and just be a part of the team.
I'm glad. I'm glad also, that you're open-minded to learn more about, other cultures. But I do want to talk about when you were touring with him, you were touring 5 continents, 200 shows, correct?
Yes. We literally toured. I mean, and he still does tour all over the place.
Oh my, how do you handle that for you?
Yeah. I think definitely in the very beginning, you're like really excited because you're like, this is crazy. I'm being flown out to Spain. I'm being flown to Dubai or wherever it is. And you're like, this is just like, you can't even like comprehend it. And then like over time, it definitely is still fun. But then you have to figure out like, oh, if I'm going to be gone for like 2 months at a time, like you have to like have self-care in there. And you have to be like, how am I going to eat healthy? How am I going to sleep? How am I going to make sure I'm getting vitamins and working out and like still maintaining like taking care of my body while also like being on this crazy experience. So I think it's all about like finding that balance between the two.
And what did you figure out during that time to take care of yourself? Like,
It-
give us a day if you did a show.
a show days are so hard, especially if you have back-to-backs, because maybe you land there the night before and you land at 7 p.m., but you make it to the hotel by like 8:30 after customs, but then you can't fall asleep till 2:30 a.m. because you're jet lagged. And then you wake up at 9 a.m. and you go do sound check, and that's an hour and a half. And then you have catering at the festival or the concert venue. And then you go back to your hotel and take like a 2-hour nap because you didn't sleep good the night before. And then maybe at like 5 p.m. you go to the show and you have to do some BTS, like pre-show stuff. Maybe the social media content team needs him to film a couple TikToks. So you like film that. Then it's time for the show. We go on, maybe we play like from like 9 to 10 or 9 to 12, something like that. And then I edit the pictures from like maybe midnight to 2 a.m.,
Oh my
send them off to the team. Maybe around 2, we go back to the hotel. Maybe we sleep for 2 hours. And then at 5, we have a lobby call to go catch our next flight. And then you do it again for like another day or another week or another month. and maybe you have an off day, but maybe you don't have an off day for 3 more days. So it's just like, it's really a marathon, and like people think it's this crazy VIP and you're partying and there's drinking. No, you're literally fighting for your life to get an hour of sleep on the plane before the next sound check.
Exactly. People don't realize what goes behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They just think, oh, they have it easy. I'm like, no, they're working their asses off all the time.
It's a grind. It
Like,
really
even
is.
the artists, I know they're tired.
Of course.
And I'm just like, did you watch Karol G's documentary?
Yes.
And I was just like, girl, I'd be tired.
Yeah.
I'd be exhausted.
And for the artists, they have this extra element of like, they're trying to work on the creative direction of like the vision of their brand.
Mhm.
And also, as their brand themselves, they have to be on all the time. So, like, you know, the fan that's waiting outside the tour bus at 4 a.m. doesn't care that you haven't slept yet and that you have 4 calls to do when you wake up and then the content thing and yada yada. Like when the artist walks out, they just want a signature and they want you to be nice. And
Mhm.
so I think it's so much pressure on artists, but it's like Balvin is like one of the people that, I mean, I've never seen him turn a kid away from a signature
my
or signing
God.
his Jordans or anything. Like he's really nice and kind about that.
I do enjoy artists that really take care of their teams too.
Totally.
They're like, hey, like you guys, I saw Taylor Swift's documentary as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, that's insane how much she cares about her team. Because it wouldn't exist without them. It wouldn't exist.
Of course.
And people forget that.
People have no idea how many people it takes just to build the stage.
Exactly. I'm
Just
like,
to set up the
dude.
lighting. Just to like every little thing. Wardrobe. My bestie on Balvin's tour does the wardrobe. And she carries 6 checked bags just for the dancer's wardrobe. So it's like people have no idea how much goes into it.
Oh my gosh. When you do everything and you go on these tours, how do you manage like your relationship, if you don't mind me asking? Because you're gone for periods of time, right?
Yeah. I think luckily I have like the most supportive partner ever who is always like, yes, go on tour for a month if you need to. But I mean, it's definitely way harder. You have to prioritize even like FaceTime dates, or honestly, on the US tour last year, I would just fly him out and I'd be like, okay, I'm in New York for the week. You're now in New York for the week. And luckily he has like a flexible schedule that he can do that. But we try to always see each other in person, like sometime during the month if I'm gone for a month. And then we have to like do double time on our relationship when I'm home. So it's like, okay, I'm going to be home for a month. Great. Now we're like so locked in on each other and we're like getting the house stuff done together. We're prioritizing quality time. And you have to be so intentional or it's not gonna go well for your
Yeah.
relationship.
What's the longest you've been gone? Was it just a month?
I mean, last year I was pretty much gone from March until June, July.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, like we had a show in Austin, but it was a back to back from Dallas, so we got into Austin at 9 a.m. My boyfriend picked me up, went to my house, did a load of laundry, changed clothes, and then 2 or 3 hours later, he took me to the venue, and then we had the show in Austin at Moody Center that night. So like I didn't even sleep in my bed.
Oh,
So yeah,
shit.
that run last year, it was like literally spring into summer. I was not home,
Oh my gosh.
which was crazy.
What advice would you give to somebody who wants to get into not just photography, but concerts?
I think starting local is huge. So like find the artists that are in your city that already are building a brand and building a TikTok and putting out new singles and music. Do their album artwork. Go to their shows and shoot their dive bars and just like build your portfolio and get practice. Like it's honestly like in a great spot right now because anybody can put out content and like have success and go viral on social media. And so like if your content is good and you can make cool videos, you can make cool photos, that can be seen no matter if you're in a small town in Missouri or if you're in New York City. So I think go for it.
I feel like people get in their own ways when it comes to it. I'm like, dude, you don't need much. You start off with
No.
the freaking phone.
I mean, that's what you're doing with the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
You're making
That's
it
what I'm
happen.
saying.
And everyone on TikTok was like, I want to be on your podcast.
It was so insane. And I'm like, I just did that through an iPhone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, literally anything's possible. And I do want to talk about like kind of the grind that comes with entrepreneurship and what advice you have for people who want to pursue that. Not just like photography, I think in general.
Yeah.
I know you work on a team, but you were by yourself for a while. Like,
Totally. And I'm still a freelancer.
Yeah,
so I still do
exactly.
tons of stuff just myself. I think it is one of those things where you're gonna put in way more hours than if you just had a 9 to 5. Like you have to be really committed and dedicated. And you kind of have to be kind of ruthless about it. Like you have to be like, I'm going to send out 100 emails. I'm going to go up to all the opening bands and ask if they need a photographer, or not even photography, but whatever your thing is, whether you're a painter or a baker or whatever. Like, you have to put in your grind and be kind of humble about it, and not expect anything until you really put in the work, build your portfolio, and then you'll start seeing the results.
I think also just putting in the reps, it takes a long time. It takes years. Like,
Totally.
how long did it take you before you got the J Balvin?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I started taking pictures when I was like I said, like 12, but I got like my first paid gig was when I was like 15. Someone paid me like $50 to do
You're like, yes.
I thought I was
$50.
rich.
Yeah.
But so, okay, I'm 31 now. So that's like 15, 16
No,
years.
you are not.
Girl.
Girl.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So decades. Yeah. I think like people try something for a year or two.
I think also people don't realize like overnight success isn't just a year. It's like
Totally.
a decade.
Literally. And it takes, like for me, it took me going through and realizing I didn't want to do fashion. And it took me realizing I didn't want to do wedding photography. And like, if you don't go on that journey with yourself and figure out what works and doesn't work for you, sometimes finding out what doesn't work is like more valuable info at that time, because then you're like, great, this is leading me to the path that I'm supposed to go on. So that's like so important to do. And it's just like a good growth journey for yourself as a human.
And we evolve as we get older.
Totally.
We're always changing. I feel like recently, I'll just tell you this. Recently, there's been this brand. She's an entrepreneur. She used to be an influencer. Now she's just a big brand person. Started off with just lifting clothes. Now she's evolving to honor your body. You can wear it to sleep. She's changing it.
Love.
People are pissed.
Really?
People are like, this is not a lifting brand anymore. And she's like, I'm allowed to evolve and change it.
Of course.
So people, it's the same thing with you and your journey and you learning and valuing. Oh, I don't like this anymore.
Totally.
You could be good at something, but you can also be passionate about something.
Of course. And like, even right now, I love doing concerts. I still love touring. I still do literally so many concerts and festivals a year. But also, like, a thing I recently realized I learned is like, I like flipping furniture and like painting it and renovating it and staining it. And if that's like a passion thing I do on the weekend, like, you should have both. You should have the thing that makes you money and also things that you're exploring and finding out about yourself.
I think that's so funny you say that, because sometimes people just throw chairs like close to the trash. And I'm like, dang, I see a lot of videos of people flipping furniture and selling it for more. I'm just like, dang, that's just a lot of work for me.
It's a lot of work. And you really need a garage.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, that's a tangent we can discuss.
Well, what's your favorite project that you've done so far?
Oh my gosh, so many. Okay, so my husband found an old candy, like a candy, you know the
Jar?
things?
Oh no, the bubblegum ones?
Yes, a bubblegum
okay.
stand. And it was literally trash. It was in the trash pile, red and peeling and like so gunky. And I renovated the whole thing, painted it pink, and I put disco balls inside. And it's in my living room now. And it's so cute.
Oh my God, that is so, for guests to come over and
yes.
Oh my God.
It's so cute.
I would have never thought about that. I'd just been like, oh, you can put more bubblegum in there. For you doing all this and like being a freelancer and J Balvin and everything, the discipline versus like the motivation. Because I know you just mentioned that it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot of editing, a lot of production, work, and time. How do you like keep track with that, like your discipline versus like, do I really have to edit this right now?
Yeah. I think like in the beginning when I was like trying to prove something and like really trying to like get out there, I would just take any job at all. Like even when I was doing weddings, I would just do like a wedding on a Friday and Saturday and Sunday just to like have enough money to where I could take the next weekend off to do a festival. And so I was just putting in a lot more effort to grind. I think a little like now that I feel more stable in my career, I can pull back a little bit, like, okay, let's have a little balance. So I think there's like phases in life for everything. And like, maybe you're in a phase right now where you're like, okay, I'm just getting my startup off the ground. I'm putting all my weekends and evenings into it. Like, let's do that grind. And then once, it does get off the ground, you're like, okay, I can pull back and have a little better work-life balance now.
I love that. Yeah, motivation's just here sometimes. You got to throw in that discipline all the time with anything you do, I feel like. And with betting on yourself, what would you say to somebody to bet on themselves?
I think it's kind of a hard thing to learn because you kind of have to do that fake it till you make it thing. You have to just like believe it's happening before it's happening. like, I think manifesting really does work. I think, like, telling yourself and putting it out into the world, like, I'm a successful concert photographer or, like, anything that it is, that stuff really works. Like, oh, I'm not even worried about money because I know the next gig is gonna, like, totally cover it. Like, you have to put that energy into the universe and expect it to come back. If you don't expect it to come back, it's not going to.
I love that you said that. I am a big believer of like putting it out in the putting out
Mhm.
in the world, but also putting in the work. Like I know I
Totally.
have to put in the time, just like you did, right?
Mhm.
People also let negativity and their own thoughts
Yeah.
consume them.
Yeah. I
And
think it's a mindset
it's a
thing.
mindset thing because I always tell people the only thing that's stopping you from what you want to achieve is yourself.
Totally.
Not anybody else. Who cares what your family says? Who cares what your friends say about you and your dream? If you don't believe it, then
It's not happening.
it's not happening.
No. And, like, why wouldn't it? Like, my thing is, like, people say, like, "Oh, but, like, why would this work?" And, like, there would be so many obstacles. Why wouldn't it work?
Exactly.
Why can't you make it happen? Why aren't you, like, rich and famous and successful and a cool content creator and, like, taking cool photos?
Ugh. And when people say, what if it doesn't work out? I'm like, what if it does?
Exactly.
What if it does? What if it's better than you expect it to be?
100%.
And with your connections that you've made, I want to talk about like the favorite people, like the people you looked up to.
Yeah.
Tell
That
me about that. Working
that's
with them.
for sure. It's just really cool because, again, like, when I was literally, like, on the farm in Missouri, maybe, like, 15 or something like that, looking at, like, at the time, it was, like, Warped Tour was really big and, like, the
Oh.
cool pop punk bands, and all of their photographers are, like, people that are, like, my friends now, which is just, like, so crazy to think about, like, how it's kind of come full circle in that
Mm-hmm.
way. But definitely, like, the first time I did some festivals or gigs with some of these people, I'm, like, super nervous. I'm like, "What do I say? Should I mention that I, like, literally have this guy's sweatshirt from, like, a merch drop that I bought when I was 16?" Um, but it's cool to, like, grow up and have those people be your peers and be,
Mm-hmm.
like, talking to them about camera stuff. Like, I love it.
What's that sense of belonging, of confidence that you gained? Like, I belong here in
Mm.
around these people. Like, they've inspired me, but I know I belong and I know I'm meant to be around them.
I feel like, again, that kind of comes back to, like, you have to do a lot of work on you and, like,
Mm-hmm.
go through things and figure out that you have self-worth and that you belong and that you are confident and ready to, like, be in these spaces. Like, I think that's sometimes what happens with, like, some people that just, like, get really famous really quickly is, like, they don't really have the tools. Not that I'm famous, but, like, I feel like when you go through and kind of, like, have more life experiences and you work on building your own confidence, you're like, "Of course, like, yes, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm meeting these people because that was, like, how the universe meant for it to
Mm-hmm.
be." And you have, like, more of those tools and the self-worth to, like, equip yourself with it.
I think also when you believe in yourself and you show people you believe in yourself, they start believing it. And
Totally.
I'm just like, that's something I had to learn. And I was like, oh, wow, like people believe in this podcast because I believe in it so much.
Right, you were like, "I do this cool podcast, like, here's about it," and people were like, "Of course," like, yeah.
Yeah.
And that you, like, validated yourself by being confident.
So I just think that's so cool. Favorite photo that you've ever taken?
Photo that I've ever taken? Oh my god.
I know that's a hard one, but
Definitely, like, the things that have a special place in my heart are, like, the Eras Tour photos I got to take. One of them got to be on a book cover, which was,
Ugh.
like, the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. So that's, like, super special.
Which concert did you take pictures at?
I did the Arlington,
Okay, okay.
Texas show in, what, like, 2022?
Oh, it was that
3?
long ago?
I don't know. I think it has been.
Oh my gosh,
Maybe it was 2023.
she's getting married.
I know. We got married the same year. Taylor Swift and I got engaged the same, like, a month apart, me first. And then we got married in the same year. That's iconic.
So favorite picture was from the Eras tour. Would you say she's your favorite artist?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I feel like if someone took, like, my streaming / like, buying CDs and everything history, like, over my whole life, she would just, like, have so much more higher of a percentage because I started listening to her, like, on her first CD in, like, 2007.
Ugh, I love that era. I'm not
Me
gonna lie to you. It
too.
was probably my favorite one.
And it was, like, so on brand for me because I literally grew up, like,
I
on
know.
a farm. And so I was like, yes, cowboy boots, sundress. Like, you get me. And she's literally I've grown up with her.
She was a farm girl herself, wasn't she?
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's like a full circle moment too.
Yeah. This is crazy. We have had a lot of parallels. We both had a London era, like around the same time. So it's just like, I feel like I honestly can't, I want to meet her and just be like, you rock, queen.
I think also she represents, I like her song, A Man. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, yeah. The Man.
The Man. There you go. I'm like, dude, she would be the
Yes.
fucking man.
Yes.
I'm like, she's just doing her thing. But okay, moving forward, I would like doing these little rapid fire questions.
I'll make it short and sweet.
So I think this already answered it though. Dream artist to shoot.
Honestly, I've never shot Sabrina Carpenter. Really want to photograph her. I know I would kill it because I love pink.
She figured out her brand
She did really quickly.
really quickly.
Well, not even really quickly because she
had 2 albums.
She put in the work for like 10 years.
She did.
So that's like another great example of like she was grinding and then finally it popped off.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I didn't like her back then.
No, because she rebranded. She like
I'm like, she figured it
she
out.
did. She did.
I'm like, oh, poor girl though. It's okay. She's going through her own phases.
She is.
One thing people misunderstood, we talked about it a little bit about touring life as a photographer though.
Sleeping on the bus is hard.
Oh
The
shit.
bus is like bumpy. And like, I want to live on a tour bus. You don't sleep good.
And then everybody's around, right?
Yes. There's like 12 people. There was like 16 people on our bus.
What's your favorite coffee shop that you've passed by on tour? Dang, I just came up with that
was
one
good.
too.
That was good. Honestly, okay, so the coffee
That was good.
we have like a group of girlies on tour who are like, they know the Instagrammable spots.
Oh shit.
And
okay.
I am the person that like I follow them there and I get like my cute matcha, whatever,
Mhm.
cold foam, yada yada, fancy lavender. Like they know the spots, so I just follow them. But like New York and LA have like the best coffee ever.
I've heard, and I haven't been to either.
Girl, we need to go on a trip.
Dude, I'm telling you.
I'm gonna make you a list.
Okay. I would love that. I would appreciate that a lot. For advice for creatives or photographers who are starting with 0 connections.
You don't need connections. You can make them yourself.
There you
Go
go.
to South by, network at South by. If you're in Austin, email people, write them letters, go talk to them in person.
I think you would stand out a lot more if you write them letters.
Of course.
Right?
Yes.
'Cause nobody does that anymore.
No, you can literally make a postcard and put some art on it. People will be like, I've never seen this.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And then for anybody who doesn't have the equipment, I know a phone would be great.
I
But-
think in the Austin Public Library you can rent camera gear.
Shut up. I didn't know that.
You can rent you can rent like a 3D printer. Go to the library, you guys.
Go to the library.
That's the point of this. Go to the library.
What's a crazy experience that you've had on tour?
Oh my gosh.
Whether that's with fans or like anything that you can share.
The New York show of the Rio tour last year on J Balvin's tour, Ed Sheeran came out as a surprise guest, and I gave him one of my photo books that had a photo of him that I took when he was in the recording studio with Balvin. And I got to meet the photo editor of Rolling Stone, and he knew who I was. So that was like the best day of my life.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so crazy.
It was like the craziest day ever.
I need to talk to you a little bit about
Okay.
stuff after. Okay. Where can people find you?
Okay, it's Gaby Deimeke on like every social media, GabyDeimeke. I love posting TikToks. I post, honestly, I've been doing more like YouTube stuff where I talk about camera gear and how-tos and
cool.
stuff. And Instagram, I post all my cool photos. Yeah, and my website is really cool. It's just GabyDeimeke.com, but I designed it myself. You should check it out sometime.
I'll look at it.
And there's like buttons everywhere and like guitar picks.
Did you change it recently?
Like in the past couple months.
Okay. Oh my God, that's so cool. And then if people want to work with you, what can they expect from you and your experience working with you?
Definitely, I'm going to be hype. I'm going to be really excited. I'm probably going to bring a ton of cameras and probably like a Polaroid camera. And I just got a Super 8 camera. So I've been playing with that. It's like a really old vintage camera that like you press this button and it like advances the film and it looks like it's from like literally like the 1920s. It's really cool.
Oh my, I miss film.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Film is coming back.
What's it called? The recorders, the small ones. I remember I used to have one when I was little. That's when I knew I was like, I want to do YouTube because I would have like a little camera recorder
Yes.
and I'm like just talking to myself at 8 years old.
But that's to your point again about like you don't have to buy expensive gear. You
Mhm.
can go to Goodwill right now, buy a $20 camcorder,
Yes.
and those are the camcorders that literally like Sabrina Carpenter, the 1975, like all these big bands are using these vintage cameras, and their photographers are getting them at garage sales for $20.
Oh my gosh.
So like, don't let the gear limit you.
I love that. If little Gaby could see you now, what would you tell her?
I would just be like, keep doing your thing, girly pop. You're not weird. You're really cool, and everyone's gonna love how different and unique
Honestly,
you are.
Right?
Like I think I felt like kind of insecure when I was younger that I was like so weird, and like now I'm like, girl, you ate.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you, Gaby, for coming on.
Thank you
It
so
was
much.
so amazing.
You asked such like fun and insight,
Oh,
like
thank
interesting
you.
questions.
I'm trying.
I loved it.
I think it's getting better as it's
Doing it
going
more.
But I will list her socials and website in the description. Please go work with her. Her photos are amazing. She brought me stickers of all the photo shoots she's taken. I'm like, dude, these are so cool. I'm gonna put them on my like computer. And I will also ask nicely if you could please subscribe. I've said this in every episode. It will help us out a shit ton. And I will put our socials down in the description. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Oh my God, this is so much fun.
Yes.